Oi, oi, oi. It's Monday night, which means obviously only one thing. It is the OG show. We are a DJB light, unfortunately. He's a little bit under the weather. So we hope our brother OG gets better soon. Should be only a 24-hour thing, we hope, but I'm sure he'll power through it because he's an absolute geezer. But we still have the absolute legend that is Shane Gooner and the absolute fridge freezer that is Normski as well, who is surely nearly he's got to be nearly at 1K subscribers now.
It's hard work, man. But listen, we keep going, man. I ain't gonna get disappointed, mate. It's all a part of the journey, guys. It's all about the journey, guys. You know what I mean?
It's all about the journey, but we will get.
We need to get to the destination. Yeah.
We want to get to the destination, and the guys' links are pinned in the channel. Thanks to Vigilante, who also has a channel as well, by the way. So make sure you click onto that. Quaja has been kind enough to put it in there. It's a gaming channel, so make sure you follow him. Big up to Quaja as well. Big up to Vigilante. Who else is in the chat? Big up to Gav. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Who else we got? We got Aussie Ange. Big up, mate. DJB, did you hear? Well, he's not here, but did you hear Julian said that the Arsenal performance v Chelsea was similar to their performance in the FA Cup in 2017? It was absolutely nothing like it. I was at the Wembley Stadium watching it with my own little peepers, and it was absolutely nothing like it. We were really good on the day, to be fair, on that 2017 final. Ozil we probably could have won that about 4 or 5. It was absolutely nothing like it, but that's what you get from Julian, a fucking major, massive helmet. Big up, brother. Brunny, evening, Aaron, Shane, DJB, who's obviously not here, Normski. Big up to you, brother. Thank you very much for stopping by. We got SE in the building. Big up, bruv. Hope you're well. Darren Martin's in the building. Big up, brother. We got Nash here, man. How you doing, geezer? Hope you're well. Abdul, mate. Big up to you, brother, as well. And let's get a couple more, and then we'll start. Yeah, big up, Rashid, my friend. How you doing, man? Go and subscribe over to our geezer, Rashid, as well. And there you go. Kwaja has put it in there. Yeah, no, DJB, I do apologize, but yeah, he will get well soon. I'm very, very, very sure. There's obviously only one place to start, boys, and that was the game that we all watched last night. Reminiscent of basically the whole entire season, wasn't it? It was a painful watch. Struggle at times. We go 1-0 up. We shit the bed. We draw. But thankfully, this time, set piece Alay, Shane, saved us again, didn't it, man? Was it the 16th time in the Premier League this season? Set piece. He just came in and done the business for us. What do you think of that shit, man? I mean, is it sustainable the way we keep throwing away these leads? And it's getting a regular thing now, being a little bit nervy. We got this best defense on the planet, Shane, but we can't really 100% be sitting there when we go a 1-0 up, a 2-0 up, and be comfortable now, can we? It's a little bit worrying, but a good win, no doubt. Anyway, what's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I think since Christmas we have the best or the worst record, I suppose, if you want to do it, for throwing leads away. We've done it more than anybody else in the league. So it is a worry. The players look shattered. We've been saying that for a while. If a Donnarumma is in nets for Chelsea, we don't score. Their keeper is so bad, and he was like a child getting flicked around in the box, which you have to take advantage of this stuff. I've no problem with that. Take advantage when you can. But the same issues are there. The tiredness, the mentality, the overly, I don't want to say over celebrating. I'm not a celebration police, but that acting like there's 2 games left and City can't catch us sort of celebrating. For me, all the same problems are there, and they're getting worse. The tiredness, the relying on set pieces, the attacking players being so bad. I mean, me and Rashid were doing ratings, and after we finished with the goalkeeper and the defense, everyone else has got slaughtered. Everyone else got slaughtered because everybody else was shit. Zubimendi's dead on his feet. He's played more minutes than any other player in the league, and he's covered more ground. Yet he's on for 90 minutes all the time. You know what I mean? And he wasn't that good to begin with. He was all right to begin with. He's still getting flicked around. His pass back to Raya was just.
I was gonna say.
I mean, that is just. That's just brain fog. He's just obliterated. Like, Declan Rice was injured before he got injured. You could see it. He hasn't been great for a month and a half now. He can't do it. Saka was his usual ineffective self. And it's just not sustainable for me. We've been saying that for a while. People saying, "Oh, well, it's been sustained this long." It's the 2nd of March. You know what I mean? It's not the 2nd of May. It's not late April. There's a long way to go. There's a quarter of the season to go games-wise. People forget that. That's a hefty chunk when your players are knackered. There's more games now than ever because we got Champions League, FA Cup, and it all has to be crammed in. And like I'm sure we'll get to it later about Rice getting a rest, but I've been telling people it's too late. It's too late. 1 or 2 games. Even if this manager somehow rested him for 3 games, that would be a week. That would be it, just a week. And if the rumors about Odegaard having torn his hamstring and training are true, that week we had off was intense training again. You know what I mean? Players are breaking down in training. He never learns. If he somehow gets over the line in the league, I'll of course give him plaudits and say you got over the line this season. But the long-term effects of this manager they're going to run through this club for a long time.
We're seeing it, aren't we now, Shane? We're seeing the long-term effects.
People don't want to admit it. Havertz is finished, by the way. That guy's finished. He'll break down again. Would anybody here or in the chat be surprised if we turn around on Wednesday and Havertz isn't in the squad? He's got a niggle again. Nobody would be surprised by that. And from now on till the end of his career, Ben White finished. You know, and we
Jesus is
all the time. Jesus, Zinchenko's finished. You know, Tomiyasu, we already ripped up his contract. Saka will be
5
soon.
players.
Odegaard.
Sorry, Shane, to interrupt.
Odegaard
players there.
Odegaard as well. Odegaard's broken down again. He's been in and out all season, same as last season. He was out for ages last season. So Odegaard's the same. He's probably missed as many games as he's played now over the last 2 years. Havertz missed more games than he's played over the last 2 years. Saka's probably even as well, missed about half. Tomiyasu ripped up. Ben White, I'd say you get half his as well with games he's missed. Gabriel would be getting close enough if he has another long-term injury. He's at 2 already.
Yeah.
This isn't a coincidence. And I know that we go on about it all the time, but these people are on 280, 300, 250, 265 a week. And we're going to have to tear up their contracts. The damage that this might... So if he leaves trophyless, and I know I'm going a bit off here, we're talking about the match, but it's... you know how close this is to my heart because I get sick of people telling me to shut up about it. And then you see it happening again and you go, this is what I was trying to tell you. And I was saying it about City. You know, they had Nori was out at the start of the season. So his season's only kicking off now. Rodri, his season's only kicking off now. Marmoush, his season's only kicking off now. There's several players in that team that are just, they're coming into their season now because City have had all their injuries out of the way and they've still kept right on our tail. All our players are dropping now. Haaland's picked up a little knock. Didn't see him on the bench. Didn't see him being risked in a big game. Went without it. So this is why I was telling people that the rotation has to start from the first game of the season. You can't start now. It's too late now. People saying, oh, Rice needs a rest. It's too late. He's at the point where you're at the end of the season. This is end of the season fatigue. This is when you need, I've been saying this the last few days, this is when you need 2 weeks in Barbados and then another week at home and then a week of slow training, just walking and jogging, and then you build up for a new season. He's at that point now where he's finished and he can't do what he used to do. Dowman as well, he's wrecked him. So I can look at that game in isolation and go, great, beat Chelsea, we can slag Chelsea, we can say, there you go, you're world champions and all of that. But I think everybody here has said that we're more worried about the Brighton game. You know, so we get
absolutely.
But even if we get over Brighton, there's still 8 games to go, all these players dropping, and nothing has changed. In fact, I'm with Danny Reacts. He said to me, and I'll finish on this after the Chelsea game. I feel less confident now of winning the league, just by the way we're dependent on set pieces. I mean, Eze had a shot that the keeper saved near the end, well, about 10 minutes left. That was the only really open play chance we made. And then with 10 men, they're battering our goal with 10 men. It's a mentality problem. It's a physicality problem. It's a fitness problem. And yeah, we won with 2 set pieces, and I'm glad we won. But nothing has changed my mind that this isn't the wheels aren't going to come off over the next few weeks. And I pray I'm wrong, but I don't see any other outcome, and that hurts me to say that. But I'll leave it at that.
That's the problem, though, isn't it? It's not convincing, and we always sort of get criticised
for a while.
Yeah, exactly right. And do you know what? Let me sort of while you're saying that, Views, big up to Views. He always makes a point, and I think I've said this once before about Arsenal not getting out of second gear, and we haven't quite got into gear yet, or got into that 6th gear or whatever. I don't think there's a gear to go up.
No,
I respect where he's coming from. Yeah, do you know what I mean? But I think this is sixth gear for Mikel Arteta.
Oh, yeah,
and that really, really, really worries me, because if a new manager came in, I reckon this team goes up levels. I really do. Obviously, the right manager, let's just get that right. The right manager coming in, I reckon there is levels to go. So he's right. There absolutely are extra gears for us to change and go up, but not under this manager. This is about as good as it's going to get. And, you know, it frustrates me that I said this a couple of weeks ago, and I don't know whether it was on air or on my call-in, and I said, listen, man, for people that think it's going to be a walk in the park, none of us do. None of us did. But you're severely wrong. This is going to be a horrible slog to the finish line should we get there, and then obviously get over it as first. It's sort of painful. And Normski, I want to bring you sort of in on some of the points Shane made and some of the points I'm making, and obviously your thoughts. It's the sustainability of it. And Shane was right. People are saying, yeah, well, you know, we've sustained it up until now. Cool. But there's a difference between being able to do it from match day 1 and then match day 20, 25, 28 or whatever. But when the pressure starts getting on, when the real pressure starts getting on, and the pressure's got to them in January and February,
definitely,
I don't believe it will be sustainable. I still think Manchester City will win the league purely on the basis of, one, know-how, and two, they are playing better. Now, I'm not saying they're playing fantastic, Norms, but they're playing better than us. They know how to look. They're on a cheeky little 4-game winning run now. They're building momentum. Okay, we're on a 2. It's a good win against Chelsea and Tottenham, etc., etc. But I still believe we've got a stinker in this against Brighton. We'll come to that later. And I just want to get your sort of thoughts. One, obviously, on the game, and two, is this going to last? Is this sustainable, the way we're playing? It's not convincing, is it, Norms?
No, I mean,
it's not.
I mean, Gary Neville made a point when he was doing his podcast, and he was sort of saying after the game, and he was sort of saying, like, you know, he's been in races like championship races where a guy that's done it and seen it all before, when it gets to this stage or latter stage, where your legs start to go, do you know what I mean? And it's getting over that finish line. Now, it doesn't help when you've got players that are being absolutely run into the ground. And you can evidently see that in the game. I mean, a few games ago, we was looking at Timber, and I still don't feel he's 100%. He's running on fumes. His game in that period of time declined, and therefore, do you know what I mean? He had to end up coming off because he just wasn't playing well. Declan Rice in that game, you saw like he was struggling. There was a ball that he played back to Raya. I mean, simple ball back. I think mentally, physically, he's just absolutely fatigued. I mean, the game in itself, as you can see behind me, my head was hot. My head was sweating because I'm thinking to myself, right, like, you know, you go 1-0 up, and then you know, it's all 3 goals, all set pieces, our own goalers, and set pieces scored a goal. And it's just like you're trying to figure out, like, why can't we just get the ball on the ground and just play some football? Do you know what I mean? And Timber talked about anxiety creeping into the side. One of the things he was sort of saying that they need to address it, and you can see that it is because we're sitting back and we're allowing the team to come onto us. 10-man Chelsea. Now, it could have been a different story. You know, that saved by David Raya, and he was probably our best player on the day. You know, because you know he didn't know whether to sort of go or, you know, stay on his line, because when Garnacho played that ball, he thought that Pedro was going to get a touch on it, so he had to kind of like wait, and then the last minute makes that save, and then obviously he clawed a goal back where, you know, Pedro the forward was offside, and you know, we're not winning the mark because he scrambled it, and then, you know, it's almost like a repeat of the I think it was the Wolves game. You know what I mean? I was thinking, oh my God, and then the flag went up. Do you know what I mean? And I'm just thinking, why is it that, you know, we're like this? Why is, you know, our forward players just didn't play well at all? They were just not good.
Norms, do you know what worried me more than anything? The forward players, mostly anonymous, but the midfield, we didn't get dominated all game, but we were definitely bested. I believe, and it was a worry for me that, you know, at home we got bested in the middle of that park. Chelsea didn't really do much with what they had, but they had more of the ball. They controlled it,
and that's precisely the point. And Jermaine Genius came up. I think I posted it on one of our chats. And obviously the Tottenham guy, ex-Tottenham guy, and he was sort of comparing and saying, well, to be perfectly honest, he goes, I would have loved to play against that midfield, his current midfield. He said,
there was uproar, and he was spot on though, Norms.
Yeah, he's spot on. He's spot on. Regardless of whether he's an op or ex-Tottenham player, he's spot on. Because I've spoken about this time and time again. Our midfield gets easily run through, especially when you got the other opposition team that have got one extra player in there. Yes, Arteta looks like he's changed his system. It hasn't made any difference. And the reason why that is, why it hasn't made no difference, because you got Declan Rice doing Timber's work, right? Not Timber's work, sorry. What's the guy's play? Zubimendi's work, and to a degree on that game, Eze, because Eze just looked anonymous in that game. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So he was running around until he was just out of gas. So it is very easy for Cole Palmer to just pick the ball up in the middle of midfield and run at our back four. Do you know, it was just too easy.
Thankfully, he didn't really do much with it.
No, he didn't do much with it. But do you know what I mean? A better side, we get punished.
Or a better informed Cole Palmer.
So we was from result. I mean, he ended up getting dragged, but a better informed Cole Palmer would have probably punished us. You know what I'm saying?
He gave us trouble at the start, though, Norms, because I was saying, sorry to cut across you, I was saying before the game that Rosinha will try something mad that will be an obvious tactical switch, and then it will take Arteta half an hour to figure it out, and it basically fell that way. He put Palmer out the left, he made him drift inside, and by about the 25th minute, Arteta put Saliba on him, and then Saliba nullified him, and he quieted him down. Now Palmer looks injured to me, but he still did his job. But they could have scored early, because why did it take him so long? Gary Neville said it after about 5 minutes. We all sitting at home going, Palmer's out the left, and he's coming into the middle like a 4-4-2. He's there for 20 minutes before he makes the change. But Palmer didn't look right to me in that game. But Chelsea, if they had really gone at us, they could have done more. I thought we were there for the taking, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah. No, listen. My match reaction, I said, mate, we got out of jail. It was jail sit. It was jail runnings. You know what I mean? We got out of jails in that game because, as I say, they did have a chance. They had more possession than us and stuff like that.
How many times, Norms, though, have we sit sort of and said that we haven't been the best team? We were just less shitter than the other team.
Yeah,
I
don't know how many times. Sorry to cut across, but I don't know how many times we've said, "Oh, the result is all that matters." There's only so many times you can say that. I can't remember who was saying it. It might have been Carrick. It was someone that had won it. Maybe it was Scholes. I think it was Scholes. It was someone that's won a load of leagues anyway. Was saying that there's only so many last minute winners you can score because mentally and physically it shatters you. You need some of those 3-0 up at half time like City had against Fulham, and then you just slowly pop the ball around for the second half. You need that because mentally and physically going till the last minute, it drains you. It drains it out of you. And then the next game, it's very hard to get going again because you're still on that buzz of the last minute thing. So that's why when we say we want some performances, we need some games. Like if we're that mentally drained after watching them, imagine being in the middle of. You know what I mean? Like we need a couple of games where it's just bang, it's done. And
you know what the problem is that there's a lot of fans out there that just think that these guys are like machines and like they're going to keep going and going and going. That literally, that's how they're thinking. And because they're on this thing,
we've heard it, yeah.
You know what I mean?
One of them say it about Declan Rice.
Well,
he's a machine.
Exactly. You know, he's broken down loads of times. He's a clock machine right now. But the thing is this happens, and so listen, they're paid lots of money. They get all the best, fitness training and all of that. You want to put that, but there comes a point where you can see that they're physically drained. And you go back. Shane made a point about you should have done the rotation earlier on in the season.
Facts.
Right, and we didn't do that. You got Norgard sitting there.
7 years, Norms. 7 years.
7 years of this. 7 years of this. Yeah, but as we look at this current season, you got Norgard, sensible buy, and he's just sitting on the bench. You know what I mean, warming bench.
Yeah, but it took Royce getting injured, Norms, and then he still waited 10 minutes. Then he still waited 10 minutes. Do it. It's madness.
So this is it. And so for me, I mean, I don't know what we're up to now in terms of injury now. Is it 118, 119? I've lost count.
I stopped it. It was 120.
Yeah, I mean, so it's crazy and it's not sustainable. if you think about it, in the next 87 days, if we happen to go as far as I wouldn't say expected to go, but where we're linked with all the different games and the quarterfinals of possible Champions League, quarterfinals of FA Cup, we could be playing like 21 games, 22 games in 87 days.
In 87 days.
Yeah.
But you know what it is as well, Norms? In the league, if you take out the Etihad game, then there's 8 games left. I think if we draw 2 of them, we won't win the league. That's what we that's the position we put ourselves in from the start of February, 7 points clear, same games played. The end of February, before we played, when we had played the same games, it was 2 points.
Yeah.
So we put it right back in City's hands, and people are going, "Oh, but we beat Tottenham." Yeah, but I can't ignore what's happened. If we have the same month again, or even a slightly better month, they'll be way ahead of us come the end of March. Be over.
No, it's crazy. It's
That's the worrying thing, and it's a mentality issue. It's absolutely
fitness
a mentality issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, fitness and absolutely. Yeah, you're right to add that into there. Fitness and mentality, and you're right, Shane, when you say, and I'm going to show. I'm going to put up Declan Rice's stats in a little bit, and we'll look into just how much this guy's been run into the ground just this season. I mean, it's ridiculous, by the way. The games as well. We'll go into that in a little bit, but boys, man,
he's played more.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. That's the worrying thing. The only thing with Zubimendi is, whilst he is getting run into the ground, he don't put the shift in like Rice does he? And Rice ain't far off on minutes, by the way, but Rice is bombing forward and backwards athletically. Zubimendi's more, stick your leg out.
Rice is at a sprint all the time. He's always sprinting.
Yeah. Exactly right. It's high octane with Declan Rice, and it was Zubimendi. It's we'll stick a leg out. If we get the ball, I get the ball. If I don't, I don't, sort of thing.
Well, I think you don't see him bombing up and down. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's worry him sitting in front of that back. Him sitting in front of that back four. I mean, he just needs to be pushed further forward, mate, in an advanced position, because he scares me every time he gets the ball. That silly ball he's trying to play back to Ray. What was he doing? I mean, it's got to be one crazy, mentally tired, physically tired. That's what happens. When you're like that, you're not gonna think straight.
Yeah.
Why would you think to play a ball back to Raya? I mean, aren't you sussing the danger?
The worst burn I got obviously in the kitchen. You get tons of burns. I've taken the tip of my finger off and stuff like that. But the worst one I got, I lost all the skin in my hand. Like it's still scarred. I'll send you the pictures. It was horrendous. But I lost all the skin in my hand with hot oil out of a wok. But I was at the end of an 80-hour week. I was just gone. My head was just gone, completely gone, and I just didn't pay attention. Something I've been doing 100 times a day, having 4 or 5 pans on the go, and I had one that was
happen. It can easily.
And I just went like that. I didn't even think, and just smack, it's gone. And it because I was absolutely done. I was done in, man. 80-hour week and just in bits on a Sunday, and you know what I mean. And that's what's happening.
You let it slip for that one moment, and you paid the price, isn't it? Yeah.
And that's what it is. When you're mentally and physically gone, you make mistakes. Where City look like they're just popping the ball about. They don't look dead on their feet. They don't look dead.
We're giving them that, Shane. We're giving
them that. We've given it an injection. We've given them that injection.
It looks fucking laser focused now. He looks really laid back. He's sitting there. I saw him in a press conference recently where he's wearing like a Ben Sherman shirt. He wasn't wearing any merch, and he's just sitting there, confident, not arrogant, just confident. We've been here. Yeah, we'll do this. And now he started with the, well, we're very close now to getting Champions League football, and he's sort of writing off the league thing. He's just playing the mind games again. But he looks like he's got the eye of the tiger for me. I thought early on the season I was going, oof, he looks like he's about to break. And then we've just let them back in one too many times, I think. And now he's going, you know what? I've heard all of this stuff about I can't rebuild and I can't do this. Haaland looks like he's up for it. Marmouche looks like he's up for it. Semenyo is playing the football of his life. Aït-Nouri's come in now. He looks like a proper left back. Nico Riley's in midfield. The kid just playing absolute proper football. Rodri looks like he's back. By the way, I thought he was man of the match.
You got Gay and Diaz just playing well together.
Stepping in. You know, and Donnarumma for me is the best keeper in the world. You know, Ray is right next to him. But Donnarumma is just—he's a different level for me. Donnarumma.
You know what the difference is, Shane? Even though they're both really good keepers, I really like Raya, but it's one of them. If you was to say, "All right, we've got 8 games left. Who's going to be your keeper? Who would you?" Even though Raya's been fantastic, and it really isn't a knock at Raya, you'll go, Do you know what? I'm going to take Donnarumma because he's got
he's
that,
won
just a
Euros,
little bit
he's won
more
Champions
commanding
Leagues,
presence.
Yeah.
He's a winner.
Yeah,
And that's the only reason. Quality-wise, there really isn't that much difference between them. And Raya probably suits Arsenal's play a little bit more than Donnarumma would. However, Donnarumma, in this running, we've seen Raya be unbelievable. The saves that he's made has been phenomenal. World-class saves. But he also just has that
how many injuries and goals has he let in?
Nuttiness about him.
How many injuries and goals has he let in? You know,
and
Donnarumma doesn't make that
you don't
mistake
see
against
that.
Wolves.
Yeah,
he doesn't make that mistake against Wolves.
And that's the thing.
And I think the way you have to do it is but I think the way you have to do it is if someone was clean through on your keeper in the last minute of the Champions League final and you're winning 1-0, do you want Donnarumma or Raya? And just Donnarumma.
Yeah,
you know that he's going to come out and claim it. You know what I mean? He is that sort of Schmeichel-esque, the difference maker. Now, Roy is one of the best keepers in the world for me, top 5, maybe even top 3. I think he's fantastic. But I just think Donnarumma I think he's the best keeper in the world. And I said that when they signed him, by the way. I said that when they signed him.
Yeah. That's a kick in the teeth for us because was it Trafford? He was looking nervy, weren't he?
No, they wouldn't be near us. They wouldn't be near us.
If it had been okay and hadn't made no mistakes or didn't look nervy, they might not have signed Donnarumma. I don't know, but that's the difference between them. They've looked at it and gone, nope, he ain't our keeper to win trophies with this season. We'll keep him on second place. And if he comes good, he comes. Yeah, of course it is. It's like, nope, we've made a mistake here. Donnarumma's available. Get him in now. And that's what they've done. And, you know, they've shored that position up for as long as he stays. He's a phenomenal goalkeeper and improved Manchester City, you know, twofold, easily. We've got Jez on the panel now as well. Big up the Jezza. Big up the Jezza. Cheers for coming on, bud. I know you've already done a few shows today and that, but we do appreciate you joining in. And we was talking about Arsenal and Chelsea, of course. I'd like to hear your thoughts about it. What did you make of it, bud?
Oh, it was a bit of a boring shit show, wasn't it? Really, let's be honest.
Yeah,
great performance. We got to step up now. Let's be honest. We've got to step up to get this over the line. Yeah, I mean that could have ended up as a 2-2. I predicted a 2-0. But at the end of the day, it wasn't that great, was it? There's a few players in there. Look, I said last night, Zupermendi, mate, you can go. You're shit. Did nothing in the game. Not good enough. Not strong enough for the Premier League. Trossard, so inconsistent. One good game, one bad game. One good game, 2 bad games. It's just not enough. I'm sorry, it's just not enough. I was how did I put it? I was a fan of Trossard a year ago, 2 years ago. Saka dipping out of tackles. You know,
I see that. Yeah,
shocking. Our goalkeeper, Raya, for me, he was man of the match because he actually dived in, made some glorious tackles.
Yeah.
But come on, people. That don't win you Premier Leagues. And right now, we're in a privileged position. We're top of the league. 5 points clear. Realistically, 2 points clear.
Yeah.
We're away at Brighton Wednesday night. I'll be at that game. And Brighton won at home the other day. So we've got to step up here now. If we are serious, right, we've got to step up, get it over the line now, kill these teams. And we've got Mansfield, FA Cup. Right, yeah, I mean, come on. We should deal with them quite easily, but we know what can happen in the FA Cup. So we then got we got a massive game coming up at the Etihad. Right, that is going to be a clincher game. If we can't deliver that game, then it says so much about this manager. Because at the end of the day, we've got to deliver that and put it to bed.
Yeah, Yeah. Sorry. Did I cut out there for a second? My internet was just doing a bit
no.
of a
No, you
bit of a
just
madness.
big,
I've got the old swells there.
Yeah, you came big on the
I know.
picture and then you come back out. I thought you'd.
Yeah, did it? Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know what. Yeah, I thought the old El Mutantes had got me there, but so I sort of missed the end of what you said there, Jez. I do apologise. But look, it's a frustrating one, I think, for the Chelsea one, and like we've sort of all touched on, it's not encouraging, is it? If you're sort of fans like us, who are, I believe, double realistic, I think we're cautious for a very, very, very good reason. Because we haven't seen success. If we'd seen success, we'd be less cautious. And the way that we're playing just doesn't fill me with much hope. Even ignore what Manchester City are doing entirely. The way we are playing, when you just focus on ourselves, if you said, is that the team that's going to win the Premier League this year? You'd go, no. There's been numerous amounts of times now in the turn of the year in 2026 where we've gone up and let Leeds away. And we're not talking about against good teams. You know, we're talking about subpar average teams. We're unable to break down the likes of poor Liverpool sides and Nottingham Forests. And we're giving away 2-0 leads against Wolves. I mean, they're in a decent moment, but let's just get it right. They're still Wolves, and we were still 2-0 up. There was half an hour left to play, and it's bloody embarrassing. It's not good enough. Manchester City, yeah, they've conceded leads a couple of times in January, but they wouldn't they wouldn't draw that game 2-2. There's no way on earth they wouldn't. And it's frustrating that we have to. It doesn't fill me with confidence whatsoever going forward. But look, Jez said, we're 5 points clear, and he said realistically too. I suppose, again, that annoying thing where if you say, at the start of the season, would you have took it? Yes, but unfortunately now we've got the context of 29 games, and it's still worrying for me, Shane. Like, I don't know. I'm just not the most confident of man. And do you know what's doing me? Is all of these mistakes now. I know Nkappi was actually fantastic early, and it was an own goal. It is what it is. But the Zubamendi back passes. Do you remember the Wolves game and me and you text, and it was all of the fight back four, and then the goalkeeper had made a mistake in like the first half hour, and there's a lot of that throughout the whole of this little 2026 runs that we've played. Mistakes, and real poor mistakes at the back. Is that the mentality thing, Shane? And do you reckon that could be ultimately what costs us? Because I'm looking at it and thinking it's a mentality thing. I think there's bad.
Yeah, no, so it's like I said, it's mentality and fitness. Some of the mistakes are mentality, and some of the mistakes are coming from shattered bodies, shattered minds. It's the same voice. You can see Saliba at halftime against Chelsea was furious because he was caught saying it after I think it was the Wolves game. We're too soft, or something along those lines. You've had Rice say they know what's coming, and this guy can say all he wants about, you can't prepare for this, and we try to push forward. You don't. You make them sit back every time. And even if you want to change now, it's too ingrained in them. People thought, he's fixed it now against Tottenham. And I said, that he's a politician. He felt a bit of heat about sitting back on Leeds. He'll go and say, push forward, and then he'll resort to type. And people say, you're crazy, you're negative. The stuff that we say isn't just taking a stab in the dark and hoping that we're proved right by this manager. It's 7 years, man. 7 years is a long time to watch someone as closely as we do when you support a club. So when I do go on with the likes of Errol, big up to Errol and like that, and then they hear the stuff I'm saying about Arteta, they go, I never really thought about that. I never said, yeah, but I'm watching them all the time. They'd say something about Slot, and I go, I never thought about that. And they're watching them all the time. They're watching his press conferences, and they're watching the match intently, and then they're watching the highlights again, and they're immersed in it. But my biggest fear, like you said, would you have taken this at the start of the season? Yeah, I would have, and I don't want to use an Arteta word, but context it has to come into it, because if they had told me, well, February the 1st, you're 7 points clear and City look like they're stumbling, and then you draw with the bottom team and you draw with Brentford and you lose to United at home and you throw it away 2 points and City start to really get going, and then you have City in a final, and if they, I probably still would have taken it because I had us finishing so low, right? So I would have. But my point is that if I was then told that all the stuff that is going to happen does happen again, he won't learn. Because even when I'm at the start of the season telling people he's still going to injure players, no, that's finished now, he's got the squad, and I say, he'll still play the same 11. Trust me, he'll play the same 11. there's always a part of me hoping I'm wrong, you know, and going, maybe they're right, maybe he will. And then you're 4 games in and you go, right, same 11 flogged, players are dropping, all the same players are getting injured, you know. And then when you're at Christmas and you're being told by these cantons and all that, and then everybody's buying into it, people that used to like Christian and all going, oh, well, Havertz is coming back. Really? That's who we're depending on to come back is Kai Havertz to come back.
The guy
and
you
save
want
us.
replaced.
That's what I mean. So you have to be worried. Look, so, and I just, when I said that we'd finish fourth, I thought we'd have the same number of draws that we're having now. I thought we'd lose 1 or 2 more, and I thought a couple of players might fall out with him. Now we've had the Rice thing, they haven't fallen out with him, but they're definitely not happy, right? Saliba getting annoyed and stuff like that. But I didn't see Liverpool falling off as badly as this. I didn't see Newcastle falling off as badly as this. I had Villa up and around fourth. I thought Chelsea would do better. I thought they'd sign a keeper to do better. So I think if these teams had enough all fallen off, we would be dropping down the table, because we're just, you can't keep giving away leads like that. And we do it all the time. It's not just once or twice. It's every time we have a lead now, you feel, right, they're going to equalise. Like when Chelsea scored, I don't think anybody was going, oof, I didn't see that coming. You know what I mean? We're also going, yeah, well, that was always going to happen, right? And then when with 10 men, you're having your goalkeeper get man of the match by making top corner saves and stuff against 10 men. And it's just, it's unforgivable. When they go down to 10 men, take Saka off, bring on the pace of Madueke, you already have Martinelli there, and just pound them and get the winner, get the third goal. But he's too scared to do it. So, yeah, I would have taken it at the start of the season, but the mentality thing is what's and the fitness. So I'm sorry we're going to keep saying that, and until we get over the line with, say, a league, then it'll always be a mentality. I'll always worry about it because I've seen it too often. I've seen it for 4 years now, and people will finish in second 3 times. It'll, you know, they're getting experience. No. After a while, it starts becoming habit, and then after a while, when you've done that too many times, as soon as it starts slipping like it did in the month just past, we're not out of this. We're in the middle of a stumble right now. It's not over just because we won 2 games. You need to win three or four more to get out of that. But once that happens, and you can see it in the players, they start going, it's happening again. It's happening again. And every time
they go
to creep in,
Shane. Easy to creep in that.
They feel it. Yeah. And the problem is that we have all of these fans and AFTVs and all out there telling them that they're the best players in the world. They'd all get in the invincible team. I think it was Igal was saying that Yap Stam was overrated and this team would beat the 99 United team, and all of this bollocks that gets out there and it goes on TikTok and all. This is the problem. It's not what we say. It's them telling the team that they're invincible and they're amazing, and then they go, oh well, we're perfect. But I do worry about the mentality, and I worry about the fitness. And I just look at the last, well, we have 9, City of 10, and like I said, I think if we draw 2 of them, excluding the Etihad, and then they either beat us or even draw with us, I think that they'll better that. I think they'll do better than that. And with the way we've been drawn, does anyone think that we won't draw 2 out of them? I can't see us winning 8, 9 in a row. I can't see it, unfortunately. And I think City could win maybe 6, 7 in a row, and that would be enough.
We've already drew 7 games, and to be fair, when you've looked at the performances that we've had, well, I'm surprised it actually isn't more, which is the worrying thing. That really, I think just a little bit of luck and a bit of fortune is probably the only difference now than it was from last season, and other teams falling off. Obviously, you know, Liverpool at this stage last season went, yeah, this is going to be our title. Yeah, we'll take it, and they put the foot on our necks and just went, Tala, off you pop. January, February, yeah, piss off Arsenal. This is our title. What we done is we would just encourage Manchester City. Well, you know, we've got 7 points said we could be 9, shit the bed. Nottingham Forest, shit the bed. Chelsea, shit the bed. We've done it numerous stages over the season, but we've done it double hard in January and February. It's frustrating, but Norms, the mentality thing as well, you know. When I'm sort of looking there and like we're letting leads go by, like, and it isn't convincing, is it? We've got the best defense in the world, apparently, like that, but we're going 1-0 up. And what Shane alluded to, I'm not confident. And that's a worrying thing for me, not being confident about not conceding a goal. We're in these fantastic positions to win games, and then we just shut down, don't we? We just make mistakes. We just don't fancy it. We sit back. It's frustrating, and that I can't get my head around that.
You know what? I was just sitting there, just enjoying Shane, you talking, and you know, my mind kind of just drifted away. And I said, "Is there a world where we could just go and annihilate teams in the first 15, 20, 30 minutes and just see the game out. That was my mind, just in another, you know, parallel universe. But I had to get back to reality and realize that actually, no, because you're looking at it, you're thinking 9 games to go. You know, people are talking about, we've got 5 home games and 4 away games. Man City have got, more away games and whatever. But as you said, you look at Man City and they just look fresh. And you look at us and I'm just thinking, why can't we just go for it? Just even if it's the first 20, just go for it. We've got the players to do it. It's not like we haven't seen it. They've done it against a useless Spurs. Leeds, we went to Leeds and, stuck it on them. But why, it is a mentality thing. It really does boil down to, first of all, a mentality thing with the players. And as I sort of reiterated earlier on with what Timber was saying, is that they have to address this, you know what I mean? Now, is it the players that need to just sit down and just get Arteta out of it? Let's just have a conversation. I think it was Gary Neville again was sort of saying, like, is there players in that dressing room that can settle these players down and say, right, come on, a leader?
Yeah.
I'm not seeing Odegaard do that. Do you know what I mean? And this whole thing with Odegaard being injured or not, we'll soon find out. Because if I do see him touching that pitch, any at all, because we was told in his last press conference that there was no new injuries, and all of a sudden, Odegaard is nowhere to be seen. Tore an hamstring. You know what I mean? So we don't know yet. It could be just that. Maybe there was a conspiracy theory behind it. But we need somebody that can sit down with these players in that dressing room and say, "Come on!" Yeah. But when you've got Mikel Arteta there trying to control everything, control the narrative and whatnot, we ain't gonna do it, because when you watch us play on that pitch, we're playing at home, and you think it's Chelsea, it's a home game for Chelsea. Do you know what I mean? And even when they had 10 men, you score that first goal, go on.
Yeah.
Step it up.
That second half, I thought we were going to come out.
Yes, I was going to say, that's what top players do.
They did.
Top players that got the men, they go, right, okay, we just scored that goal. Let's now put the pressure on. Now, what do? We sit back and we go, right, hang on. We soak up the pressure. And what we try to do is protect that lead. We can't do it, because then that's when the anxiety comes in. The mentality goes, yeah. And on top of that, it's like, oh, well, here we go again. Because when that goal went in, it's like, I remember when the goal went in for Wolves, you could just see the look on their face. It's like, oh my God, we've done it again. It's again. We've seen Declan Rice openly say it. Do you know what I mean? He's not covering his mouth now because they know. Saliba, same thing. Yeah. So it is a mentality thing. And I just don't know if they can get over that block. I don't know. And it's gonna take someone like a Declan Rice is just. I mean, I'm not saying what he can do on the pitch, because he's absolutely gone. But how he can instill some sort of, I don't know, just go for it. I don't care what the manager says, just go for it. Do you know what I'm going to say? But this manager it comes from him, it emanates from him because of his style of football and how he approaches games. And this has been going on, as Shane said, this has been going on for the last 7 years. So that's why we're like this. This is why we're so cautious when we're going against, because we've seen it all before. Yeah. 3 second places in a row. And it's likely to be a 4th one in a row. You know what I mean? So I'm like, yeah, it sounds good, 5 points clear, blah, blah, blah. You hear it, all the top fans, 5 points clear, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I enjoyed the moment. Listen, a win is a win at the end of the day. We got it. Yeah. But, mate, as I said, my head was hot that day, because I was thinking, oh my God, I had my hands over my face thinking, please, just get it sorted, just get it out of the way.
When that goal went in,
we can't keep going. Yeah, but I'm saying we can't, as fans. I think Gary Neville said the next 10 games, he said the next 10 games for Arsenal are going to be a very painful watch. Yeah. That's what he said. That's it. That's his take. Whereas, would he say the same thing for Man City? I doubt it very much. And people can say, well, what are you gassing up Man City for? Because we're seeing him play with freedom. We're seeing players coming back looking fresh, looking on it. Yeah. Haaland is out. And people's going, Haaland is out. Well, Samuel steps up. Thank you very much. Yeah. And then they see the game out. So, and they say, oh, well, City didn't really play well against Leeds, you know what I mean? That's the hope creeping in. So, when they say, oh, City didn't play well against Leeds, they just got it over the line. They didn't just get over. All right, Leeds could have taken their chances, but what they did is they got the goal, and I think they could have just stepped up another gear if they needed to. Problem with us, we can't. We haven't got another gear to go to, Aaron, as you said.
Not under this manager.
Another gear to go to. I don't think we've ever changed gears. That's the problem. Do you know what I mean? So And
in reverse.
Exactly. And it just really comes down to this manager and the way he runs this club. That's what it all boils down to.
Yeah. Jezza, you've watched Arsenal for many a season. You've seen success in different decades. Is this one of the worst mentally strong Arsenal sides you've ever seen? I'm intrigued to see that, because I thought about this. I wasn't going to ask you this, but that when I was sitting there listening to the boys sort of talk, I'm like, man, Jez has been there, sitting and done it, and he's got plenty of the t-shirts. Is this one of the most mentally fragile Arsenal squads you've seen?
That's a very good question, mate. Very good question. Probably, probably not.
He saw some under Wenger, Jez, didn't he? The later years.
I mean, it's not great.
William Gallas.
Probably the worst. Yeah, without a doubt, it's the worst team I ever saw play was 1974. 74 struggled out of relegation to 75. Terry Neal came in, ex-Arsenal player, and we struggled through. But with what we've got as right now as a team, with the players we've got, let's put it right. Arsenal in 74 had some pretty poor players.
Mm-hmm.
We'd let go a lot of very good players, but that was when that's bygone. Right now, we've got a fantastic squad, but I don't think we played them right. I think Arteta, much like I want the team to achieve, and much I want Arteta to win. I don't like him. I have no faith in him. But I have to be honest and say, if you get it over the line, win the Champions League or the Premier League, I'll have to say, well done. Well done.
Yeah.
Right now, sitting here, we are coughing and spluttering. Right? We got a good win at White Hart Lane against a very shit Spurs team.
Yeah.
We got away with it on Sunday against a team. Were they good? Were they bad? Well, they cocked it themselves. We weren't great. We weren't. You know, we weren't great. Raya, I thought, played out with skin. Man of the match for me. A couple of his saves. That always worries me when you have to give man of the match to the goalkeeper. The fact remains, Chelsea fucked it for themselves. The red card, I did say before the game, there'll be a red card in this game. Right? Chelsea and Arsenal like to have a kickabout and they like to kick the shit out of each other. It's history. I love it.
Yeah.
Fucking love it. Excuse my French. But at the end of the day, you know, they put it on each other. The thing is, we weren't great. We weren't great. We got away with it. And that doesn't win you Premier Leagues. We've got to go up to the Etihad, right? And well, let's come back from that one. Shall we? I'm going down to Brighton Wednesday night to watch Brighton Arsenal. And look, we haven't got a great record against them.
No.
You know, we've struggled down there. And if you want me to be honest, I'm going to call that one a draw. I am, because it's going to be a tricky one. Tricky. And then we've got Mansfield at the weekend, isn't it? We've got the FA Cup away.
Right.
I mean, I'm confident about that. I mean, Christ almighty, please God, let's not make this another fucking Wrexham or a York City, right? Please do not do that ever to me again. because that was a shit show. The thing is with Arsenal right now, it's like we fake to deceive. We are good. We are a good team. We are a very good team. But what annoys me is this manager in the fact that he likes to fuck things about.
Yeah.
The other day, right, when he put Zupermendi in there, it was like a dead rubber. He was awful. Awful. I swear down, Aaron.
Yeah.
If I was the manager, I'd have hooked him off after 30 minutes. He did absolutely fuck all. And also, Saka jumping out of tackles.
That was terrible.
It's
Yeah.
awful. Come
Terrible.
on. I know he's had a terrible injury, right? Awful. Possibly has ruined his career. He'll never come back from that. Bit like, Owen. Probably never come back from that. Never be the same player again. Who do you blame for that? I blame the manager because he kept playing him until it went bad. Right? The other day, right? You've got one of our most influential players, Rice, asked to come off. Asked to come off. He says, "I want to come off."
Tells you everything, doesn't it?
He's tired. Whatever. I don't know if he's injured, but he's tired, right? And then we got Odegaard injured again. I don't believe that for one fucking minute. Right? I reckon he's had a massive bust up with the manager. Right? We saw the fact they had a clash out, in the tunnel, and I think his time is done. Good. He's not good enough for Arsenal. He's a shit captain. Why the hell he had the armband anyway, I'd never know. So it's time for him to leave. I hope he's not injured and he can make the World Cup with Norway.
Yeah.
Good luck. And don't come back because you're shit. You're not good enough for Arsenal Football Club.
Yeah.
And it all will come down. We'll all see, guys, on Wednesday night at Brighton, what exactly this manager can do.
Yeah.
Because if Rice is out, before I shut up, if Rice is out, and maybe he should rest him. Maybe he should, because to me he's looking pretty burnt, and he's in that awful red zone. Don't need that, because if he goes out now injured, we're fucked.
Oh, 100%. 100%. And do you know what? You segue me nicely, Jez. But before we do go into the Rice thing, I'm going to bring up some stats on Declan Rice so we can all see it. Because people listen with their eyes. I always say it. But big up to Suge. Hope you're all good, my friend. From the bottom of my heart, I hope everything's good for you, bruv. As best as it can possibly be, my man. And he's saying big up to the guy whose throat is deeper than his height, Adam. That would be me, you dirty bastard. Thank you very much. Colossal Thunderbum, Sean. That would be that geezer right there. And you invincible Normski right down there and chat. Hit the likes and subscribe. And all of these guys' links are in the a pin now as well, including Jez's. Vigilante included him in it. He redone it and we've repinned it. So make sure you sub to all the guys. Sue just talking absolute facts as always, even if it's taking the piss out of me and Shane, which he does every week. And we love it. Carry on doing it. Never stop, Suge. And big up the views as well, brother. Don't forget, go and sub to Views as well. He's another geezer. And he's saying, legend, smash the likes. Big up, man. Big up to you, Views. Double appreciated. But yeah, Declan Rice, man. It's a common theme that we're all talking about. One, because there's absolute facts. But two, have a little goosey at this because this is his minutes. It's on transfer marked, and do you know what? It's a little frustrating. You couldn't get all the games in order in all competitions. So it's in separate competitions, which is a little bit annoying for me. However, let's just have a little look at the minutes that this geezer has had to tally up. Because when Shane mostly, but all of us has always said it, it's too late now to rotate him. It's too late. But were there opportunities? Absolutely. And let's have a little look. Let's have a little look into the poor treatment of Declan Rice? And is he going to be the next Bukayo Saka that's ran into the ground? We got the Champions League up first. Fair enough. It's early season. You've started against Athletic Club, 90 minutes. Cool. Well done. Olympiacos, a nice little cheeky 2-0 win. Why are you coming on? 58 minutes. You play 58 minute. Why are you coming on? Oh, maybe to hold the lead. Whatever. Atletico Madrid, 4-0 up. I think after about 65 minutes. Why are you playing 90 minutes? Why are you on for the full match? Why are you not subbed off? And these are the minutes that add up, ladies and gentlemen. These are the minutes that save your legs now. These minutes here, right here. Why are you not subbed off on the 60th, 70th minute? Why are you playing that? That's half an hour. That's pretty much what Norgard's got all season. But that's a big difference in the in the legs of Declan Rice when you're asking him to bomb back and forth time and time and time again. Oh, look, 3-0 up against Slavia Prague. You keep him on till the 81st minute. Joke. 3-1 up against Bayern. 90th minute again. What? You can't take him off. Thought we had the best defence in the world. So you're telling me when you're 2 goals up late in the game at home, you don't trust your squad or your defence enough to take a Declan Rice off? What are we doing here? Why are you even coming on against Inter Milan? Why? Why are you doing that? Why are you even coming on? It's ridiculous. Let's go down to the Premier League. Oh, look, 83 minutes against Manchester United, 90 against Leeds. You're 5-0 up. You're 5-0 up. Why are you staying on for the full 90 minutes? 5-0 up against Leeds. Someone tell me. Plays 90 against Liverpool. Fair enough. They're the 90 minutes you expect him to see out. All well and good, especially in a tight game that's low scoring. No issues with that. Oh, yeah, now Nottingham Forest, he gets subbed on. And then Man City, you play your 90 minutes. Cool, I'm cool with that. Newcastle, 90 minutes. I'm down with that. Now, look, he's fucked. 79th minute, he comes off against West Ham. Absolutely shattered. Oh, he plays 90 minutes the next game again, though. Of course he does. And then he plays 82 minutes against Palace before he's fucked again. And then a 90 minutes against Burnley. Then another 90 minutes against Sunderland. Then another 90 minutes, 4-1 up against Tottenham. Why? Why? Please, someone explain to me why. And then another 90 minutes. And then he goes off a little bit fucked again at Brentford on the 83rd minute. Oh, yeah, and then another 90 minutes. Oh, and then another 90 minutes. And then another 90 minutes. And then, yeah, and then another and another. Yeah, exactly right. Oh, knee problems. Knee problems. Probably has had knee problems since the 30th of the 12th. But another 90 minutes. And then another 90 minutes. Yeah, well, you know where this is all going. 90, 90, 90. 4-0 up against Leeds. Why are you playing 90 minutes, bruv? This is in the 2nd of February, guys. 2nd of February, you're 3-0 up at home to Sunderland. Why the fuck are you playing 90 minutes? Why the fuck are you playing 90 minutes at home 3-0 up against Sunderland? Someone explain. Oh, 90 minutes, 90 minutes. 90 minutes against Tottenham. Why? You're still in February. The geezer's absolutely blowing out his backside. Why are you playing 90 minutes 4-1 up away at Spurs? And then the FA Cup. He's on the bench. Wowzers. He actually got rested only because we were playing Portsmouth and Wigan, though. Let's not get that twisted.
Still on the bench, though. Yeah, still on the bench, Aaron. He should have been left at home for those games.
Exactly. Fact. And do you know what? When I was looking at this, I was going to say that shit. So I'm double glad you just reminded me of that. You're absolutely right. Why is he even travelling, bruv? Why is he on the coach to Portsmouth? Why is he on the coach to Portsmouth?
Warm up, warm down, sit in the rain. Just let him stay at home.
Come on, but this is even a farce. Bruv, it's Port Vale away in the 3rd round of the Carabao Cup and you're playing 81 minutes. Or you come on, sorry, for that, or whatever it is. Or, yeah. Why are you coming on, bruv? Why are you coming on? Why are you coming on against Brighton? Why? Why are you coming on? Why are you even playing these games? Why are you even playing any of these games? I can get a semi-final. I can. I understand that and appreciate there's a chance to win a trophy and you're in a semi-final. I get these minutes, but these I don't get. I don't get any of these minutes. Look at all of the 90s there against a player that is absolutely fucked. When you cross-reference it with some of the score lines, why is he on the field, bruv? Why are you on the field here? Why are you on the field with most of these? Somebody's like, oh, well, you know, Declan Rice is a machine. He can last all of this. Well, we clearly fucking ain't because he ain't played well probably in the last 6 or so weeks because look at what has been done to him. Look at this. 90, 90, 90, 90, 90, 99 the whole way. Why are you playing 90 minutes 4-0 up against Leeds
Do you know what it is,
and then
Ryan?
90 against Sunderland? Come
True
on.
February.
Go on, Shane.
But the thing, true February, he's been really poor, right? He's been really poor. Oh, Declan's form has fallen off. He's just ruined. He's shattered. He's exhausted. He can't do his biggest asset. I've said this before, is his engine. That's what makes him a good player. He's able to get up and down the pitch. He reads the game really well, and he's able to step in and nick the ball. He just can't do it anymore because he's absolutely knackered, and it's too late to rest him now. And taking a player out because he's pulled a muscle, if he has pulled a muscle against Chelsea, isn't resting a player. It's not resting him.
Yeah,
he's injured. You know what I mean? So this sort of bollocks, we've been through it every year with his favourites. And Odegaard now can't keep fit because it was done to him. Saka can't keep fit because it was done to him. We've gone through the list of players. So he can't have the same effect. Timber, the last month as well, hasn't been the same player because he's in the same boat. He's been flogged into the ground as well. Norgard's played, I think, an hour now of Premier League football. That's it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Declan Rice is playing 90 minutes non-stop. What is the point? And people said, oh, the injuries will stop now. He's got the squad. No, it won't. Rice stays on, and you're looking at games, like you said. It's the score lines as well.
Yep.
Aaron, it's the score lines. And you know what Pep Guardiola did recently, which was quite refreshing? He came out and said about rushing Rodri back. I rushed him back. I made the mistake. I got him injured. I won't do that again. It's called accountability, and it's very refreshing to hear it, right? But he got asked about Rodri the second time. Oh, is he? He was training this week. Why isn't he in the squad? He's not fully fit. Oh, but can he not go on the bench? And he just looks at your one and goes, he's not fully fit. You know what I mean? That's the difference. It's a duty of care. So they've gone through the whole season, basically up until the last month, without their equivalent of Declan Rice. That's something else we have to worry about too. And now they have a Ballon d'Or 6 who's starting to find form again. He's starting to look like the old Rodri again. He was never about pace, so he'll obviously never be peak Rodri, but he could be a 95%, which is still the best 6 in the world. And 95% Rodri is still the best 6 in the world. So they've got him back now. Like I said, they've got Aït-Nouri back. They've got all these guys who have missed a hell of a lot of the season, not through fatigue injuries, through injuries. And our players are starting to drop. So people can say, oh, you need Rice in the squad because he does this and he does that. And well, then that's not healthy. That was one of the downfalls of the Wenger teams that depended on Henry. And when he was out, we just never looked the same team. Whenever Henry was out, even during the glory years, if Henry was missing, there was something missing. I understand the player of that quality is very hard to replace, but the fall off was bigger than the player himself. The fall off was a lot more than what the player is. So for me, this was always going to happen. And that's what makes it so much more frustrating when you see it unfold, because you know it was going to happen. And when you go through it like that, people do see with their eyes, but unfortunately they don't take any notice. You just see all the excuses popping up in the chat. Oh, well, he needs to play. And, nah, sorry, mate. If he's out now for a couple of games, like Jez said, if he misses 3 weeks, we're in big trouble. What, Norgard, Zubimendi, and Eze going to hold down the fort with nobody to come on for them? Nah, sorry.
Yeah. The only time he ain't played 90 minutes, guys, is when he's come off injured. Maybe apart from this Man United game, they haven't put it up as an injury, but I'm certain he did against Nottingham Forest. I'm certain he came off injured there. But look, other than that Man United game, every time...
No, the Forest game he came on, wasn't it? He got dropped.
Or did he come on? Sorry.
Yeah. But that was the one that someone said, oh, he rested him for the Forest game. He didn't. No. He was injured. He was injured in the previous game against Liverpool, and then he put him on the bench and still brought him on when we were 3-0 up.
Why? Why is he coming on? So, yeah, the only time then, I don't think he got injured then. I don't know with the Man United, even though 1-0 up, I don't know why. Yeah, it's craziness. Look, the only time was all 90s other than when he's been injured and come off. It's craziness. And that's there. How can you say that he ain't been run into the ground when you're seeing scorelines like 3-0s and 4-1s and 5-0s? And in the Champions League, you've seen the 4s and the 3s.
Zubimendi's played more.
Yep.
In a physical league, he's not used to.
Nonsensical.
It is, isn't it?
And you got fans saying that the more he plays, the better he gets. He needs to play more. Come on, stop that.
It's the definition of madness, guys.
Of course it is.
Because every year he does this, and he loses 2 or 3 players a year doing it, big players, Havertz and the like, and he just does it again and again and again and again and again and again, and then everybody acts shocked when these players break down. Rice is a bit stronger than other players, but Saka did 80-something games in a row. They were talking about Saka like Rice. years ago, a couple of years back, when we were saying he was getting flogged. No, Saka doesn't get injured. Saka's built different. Saka's a machine. Saka, look at the size of him. Saka's a beast. Now, every time he goes down, you're thinking, whoop, you know, that's him out for another month. You know, that's the fear, and that's going to be his career now. Anybody, you look at the greatest boxers of all time, they get a bit ring rusty after a while after getting pounded around, man. You know what I mean? The next time the punch doesn't have to be as hard to knock them out when their jaw's being smashed open a few times, you know. And this is the thing. You can be as strong as you want. They're human. They're human,
and its toll, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's the way Royce plays as well. He needs to be. You need to protect him from himself a lot of the time.
Yeah, and Arteta ain't doing that. Yeah, and Arteta's not doing that. You know,
he's not doing that. But if we're 4-0 up, Norms, in the 90th minute, and Royce has run himself into the ground,
this is why I was laughing. That's the shame. That's why I was laughing, because as Aaron's going through it, I'm looking at the score lines. Is the crazy thing, because we're comfortable in some of these games, and he's bringing them on. And then when you're looking at the pattern where he's got injured, and then he's coming on in the next game, so they're obviously injecting him up with something, or either that is this. That's what he is.
You look at these fixtures, Norms, from January, yeah. Just these here. We've got a 4-0, a 3-0, and a 4-1 here, and he's played 90 minutes in all of them. Just crazy. Just explain why you get into this sort of stage of the season. Why a Declan Rice, who in these games, by the way, isn't performing to peak level Declan Rice settings. Why are you leaving him on for 90 minutes, 4-0 up? Why are you not giving him half an hour here? Why are you not giving him half an hour here? Why are you not giving him half hour here? That's a game. That's a match day. That's a 90 minutes saved on them legs. Take that all the way for the other games of the season. The geezer's probably played about 5 total match minutes more than he should have done, and over a 50-60 game season. That makes a massive difference, taking them minutes out your legs. And it's not just them minutes. They're unneeded minutes. They're unnecessary minutes. They're not the minutes where you went, oh, do you know what? Thank fuck Declan Rice was on the field blowing his arse out while we're 4-0 up against Leeds away. Thank fuck Declan Rice is still on the pitch while we're 3-0 up at home to Sunderland. Yeah, I'm glad about that. What we doing here? And then we ask the question, oh, well, you know, Declan Rice, you know what I mean? And we all know it. Jez said it, and we've all said it. We need Declan Rice at peak level performance or somewhere close to that. If we're going to have a good season, however that may look like, whether that's a Carabao Cup, whether it's a Premier League and a Carabao Cup, whether it's whatever trophy that we're available to get, we need a Declan Rice firing on at least most cylinders. And playing him like this and mismanaging him is the better word, like this. It's not going to happen, because if this guy breaks down, and it will be Mikel Arteta's fault, right here you can see it will be his fault. Declan Rice has to ask to come off.
His World Cup will be over. His World Cup
he has to ask to come off, Norms. That's unfunctious, because he knows if he don't say anything or make a deal of it, he's going to stay on and play for 90 minutes. Why do I say that? Look at all the 90s over the season. That's why. When you're asking to come off because you're fucked, you're blowing, you're knackered, that's not good. That says to me that the manager ain't got a Scooby-Doo how to manage you or anyone. Jez.
Sorry, mate. I've got to bounce because...
Big up, Jez.
Big up, Jez.
Got to speak to my sister. Unfortunately, she's out in Dubai right now. And she's got to get out of there. And she's asking me to help her get a flight back home. So I've got to sort that out. Okay.
Big up, Jez.
So everything works out. I've got to make out there myself.
Yeah,
as well. Sorry, people I know out there. Yeah.
Right, take it easy, appreciate it, man. Thanks for jumping on, bud.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine. Take care, boys. Take care.
Big up to Jez. Everyone sub to Jez. But yeah, it's craziness, isn't it? You know, it's absolute madness. And when you see it for yourself, and we all knew anyway, but when you just see it, it's like, come on, man. When it's in black and white like it is there, it's ridiculous. It's embarrassing. Shambolic.
Hendo mentioned it in the chat, and I said it relentlessly in the summer. I said that Rice isn't just going to have to, he's not just going to get flogged. He's going to have to do twice as much running because of Zubimendi. And again, people said, oh, you're crazy. But if he hasn't played the amount of games he's played, Zubimendi's getting found out a hell of a lot more than he has done. And Zubimendi has been getting found out. Now, I feel for that guy getting flogged as well. But I think he's covered just as much ground as Rice. But it's the pace Rice does it at. He never stops. And like I said, you have to
Intensity.
protect him from himself. And the thing with the having to tell Arteta to take him off in the match, he pulled up with that injury 10 minutes before that. We all saw it when he chased back and he won the ball back and he flicked it back to Raya and he ended up putting it out for a corner because his legs were gone. Everybody saw him pull up with a muscle. He limped into the box. And Arteta still just waits until he goes, I need to come off. And it takes a lot for him to want to come off. Now, people will say if he starts against Brighton, oh, you see, he wasn't injured. You said he was injured. That doesn't mean anymore. I don't say now when I'm saying, I wonder who's fit. I just say, I wonder who's available. Because there's a difference with this manager between fit and available. If the painkilling injections, if you can run after getting them, you're available for him. Fitness doesn't matter to him. In the red doesn't matter. Carrying an injury doesn't matter. We've seen it. We've seen him manipulate Timber. We've seen him manipulate Ben White. They've openly admitted it. They haven't said he manipulated me, but the way they're talking, that's manipulation, mate. When he said, "Oh, I need you, but I need you," you know that if you look up manipulation in the dictionary, that's it. Someone making you do something that you against your better judgment. Timber, I was in agony. I know I shouldn't have been playing, but he said he needed me. That's manipulation. Right there is manipulation. Ben White's a mentality monster. He's a mentality monster. Ben would run through a brick wall for you. Yeah. Do you know what? I'll play with a grade 2 hamstring. No problem. I'm here for you. Yeah, well, your career's finished now, mate. You know what I mean? You've done yourself in. And now all of these so-called positive fans that are all about family gays and all of that. Just bin White off. Get rid of him in the summer. He's shit. He's broken. No question as to why it's happened. We're the ones that feel for them. We were the ones last season saying, please don't bring Saka back this season. Oh, but we can win the Champions League with him. I don't care. You're going to ruin him. All of these so-called family fans, the positive guys, oh, bring him back. We need him. How's that worked out for you? You know what I mean? We're the ones saying don't do it. I'd rather go out than ruin a player like Saka in the long run. It makes more sense. We said don't let him touch grass this season. All of us, everybody in my chat, you, Aaron, Normsky, Lee, Matty, we were all adamant. Don't let him play football again this season. He's played too much. Just give him the year off. Let him recover, and he'll come back stronger next season. No. Bring him back. He was rushed back. Havertz was rushed back. Gabriel was rushed back. And they're all going to, you can't do that. You can't not fix something properly and expect it not. The damage is always going to be worse, whether it's a car, whether it's a person, whether it's, I've said it before about my kneecap. I put it around the back of my leg and the hospital, didn't fix it up properly. And I ended up putting too much pressure on it. It still affects me to this day. No amount of physio will fix that now. It's always going to act up, because I didn't get the proper treatment for it. So it's one of those things with Zubimendi and Rice. It's just too much, and we've had the players. Oh, but Odegaard's been out, and okay. Well, he was rushed back as well. And why wasn't when Odegaard came on the other day against Spurs? Take Rice off. Leave Eze on. Take Rice off. Or bring Norgard on for Zubimendi. We're 4-1 up. What are we doing? Like it doesn't make any sense. And it's the same with Timber. Take him off. He's wrecked. Take him off. Oh, but Ben White's injured. Mosquera's there. Bring him on. Yeah. You look at City.
To get him off.
They have a midfielder at right back all season. You know what I mean? Because the other right backs aren't fit. It's just the way you have to do it. But look,
you look at Man City. I mean, with Nico, and obviously he's coming for Rodri. Can you imagine if Arteta was managing that situation? Yeah. Can you imagine if he was managing that situation? What he would do is, because he knows that Rodri's done a job before, he's going to be looking at it and saying, "Well, I want to stay safe and go with Rodri," even though he's come back from a serious ACL injury, and he would rather play. Oh, you think, and this is what it is, and that's why I look at Norgard. Now Norgard, look, underwhelming when we told he was going to buy him and that, because we thought we was going to go and get somebody better. Right, you got to remember, this guy used to be the captain of Brentford, right? You know what I mean, right? And he's played in the Premier League, and for the time that he has actually come on, he hasn't done bad. Do you know what I mean? But because obviously we were looking for somebody spectacular, we've kind of rated him against. I'm thinking, well, actually, Norgard, if Rice did get injured, this is all got to fall back on. What we're saying is that we're not saying that Norgard is going to be playing the rest of the season like Rice. What we're saying is that he could at least come in for 2 or 3 games, just like Nico. Nico come in for a good few games before Rodri's come back. Now Rodri's back in the side, looking fresh. And if anything happens where Rodri's feeling a little bit tired, they can bring Nico back on. We don't do that. Norgard, look, He's had 1 hour. Whatever it is, he came on 32 minutes. And what did he come on for in this Premier League game? Was it 20 odd minutes?
He got about 20 odd. I think he's got about an hour now. I think he's got about an hour.
About an hour. An hour of Premier League football.
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm surely he could have come in some of those games where we was, you know,
but even the Villa away game. Norms. I'm saying I prefer him to start tactically as well because Zubamendi's going to get high press. Villa are a high pressing team. The same with Brentford. They have the most results of high press. Don't play Zubamendi. Tactically, it would make sense even to play Norgard. He's used to the Premier League. He's bigger. He doesn't take as many risks. But even tactically, he won't.
Just doing that. Just doing that.
Won't do it.
Just doing that. Yeah.
I don't know.
Crazy.
It's a frustrating one, but just quickly, big up to Jim Bob for becoming a member. Double appreciate it, my friend, man. You're welcome over here as always, bro. Double appreciated that, my man. And we got JCG's just lobbed this in. Question to the panel: what have you made of Gyökeres, Madueke, and Eze this season? Considering only 2 months left of the season, I'm saying big up to all the boys. Big up to you, JCG. I'll start, and then we'll go to Shane, and then we'll go to Norms. Gyökeres, it looks like he's, even though he didn't have his best of games against Chelsea, didn't really get any service again. We've said that all season, but I think he's at least on an upwards trajectory. So it's nice to see Gyökeres score goals like he did against Tottenham, strikers' goals, you know, and goals that he needs for confidence. You know, a nice outside of the box finish always does wonders for confidence of strikers because it's a clean goal, not scrappy goal or a tap in. They all count, but for the confidence, Gyökeres needed that, and a nice finish as well for his second. So he's on a little upward trajectory, and I'm buzzing for him. It's only good for Arsenal when a player's, you know, on that sort of path. But Madueke and Eze, do you know what? I challenged Eze to build off of the Tottenham game. You know, he scored a couple of goals. He weren't phenomenal, but he scored a couple of goals. That's what it's all about. And just going, all right, build on that. And then he was just fucking anonymous again against Chelsea. And that's the issue with Eze. Oh, good here, really bad here. He can't get any consistency. He can't even add an 8 out of 10 performance and just get a 6 out of 10. It's subpar again. And I've been a little bit disappointed and frustrated with Eze, but he's come up with the goods in some games, and against the Spurs, you know, that's what it's all about. He got an important goal against Palace's old side. So he's been okay-ish at best, but Madueke, he causes chaos, Madueke. All right, it's all well and good causing chaos, but if you ain't got any end product whatsoever to save your life, it's kind of a bit of a problem for 50 million spent. So Madueke by far there is the worst of the lot, but I don't think Eze's too ahead of him. I've been disappointed with Eze, but Gyökeres, you know, I think considering when you look at his numbers, it's not too bad. What do you boys sort of think about them three?
Yeah, Gyökeres trying. Madueke never be good enough. Never wanted him. He's just a terrible player. Like any player that doesn't have an end product shouldn't be playing for a big club if you're an attacking player. And Eze, he's restricted. I won a big fish in a small pond player. I've been using that a lot recently for certain players. Some players it suits them. Zaha would be one. He just was better being the big player at a smaller club.
Yeah.
I think Eze could still make a difference. But when it comes to those three, look, someone said to me the other day, oh, like City gets Semenyo when we sign Madueke, like what the fuck? And I said, look, if we had to sign Semenyo, he'd probably have 3 goals. He'd be getting dropped for 6-7 games for not. No, honestly, I'm not even trying to be a dick. We know how it would go.
Oh no, yeah.
He ain't going to come in January and just go off on one and do what he's doing at City. It's not going to happen because he won't play as many minutes. Guardiola sort of. I was looking at that game against Leeds, like, and he goes, okay, let's play 2 up top. We'll drop Cherky in behind, change the formation a little bit. And I'd love to see that with my manager. I'd love to be surprised by a formation or be surprised by, he looked at it and went, okay, well, they play 3 at the back. I learned against Palace that leaving 1 up front against 3, they get occupied. I'll go with 2. That way we get a bit more space. And it's a proper manager making proper changes. And, you know, Cherky came in and he got man of the match. I thought Rodri just pipped him, but Cherky got man of the match. He hadn't started in about 6 games, not true to form, because, like, what did I say? He's been held back.
Yeah.
and he's going to unleash him now. He's going to unleash him. Reinders will come in now and start being on. Nico Riley's hitting form. Oh, well, yeah, you're good in the air. Do you know what we'll do? We'll adjust our tactics so that whenever Matheus Nunes breaks down on the right, you make a late run in, he'll dink it in, and you get your head to it. He nearly scored against Leeds with it. He scored against, you know what I mean? Yeah. These are the things you see. You see these new things with City, and you go, they're people say, oh, Pep ball has ruined football. Pep evolves every year, man. Every year. Every club he's been at. The leagues he won with Bayern, the formation was completely different to the Barcelona. People think it was the same. It was completely different. Then his first year at City, when they won their first league, he didn't play with opposite footed wingers anymore. He went with Sané out the left, he went with Sterling out the right, and he just got to the byline and just spam balls into Aguero. He always adjusts it. The guy's a genius. Like, I'm not one of these, he's bought leagues and he's never rebuilt the team. He rebuilt Barcelona. Not his Barcelona, but he rebuilt them in a year. So when I look at them playing, that's the way I wish that we were. And the point that I'm trying to make is that if we had Semenyo, he's not just slotting in like that. He's not just being put in and gone, you just keep doing what you were doing. I'd say he's gone, watch us in training, learn from us, but I've signed you to do a job, to score goals, to cause team havoc with your pace, to run at them. Go do it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all he's probably told them, and this is how we close down. He hasn't just left him. Gahey as well. I had a little hope that Gahey would struggle in a back in a back four. I thought, right, some defenders like Harry Maguire, put them in a back three, they're fine. Back two, they can struggle. Yeah, like it just straight in, not a problem. He's told them. He's obviously looked at them and gone, listen, you like to come forward sometimes and spread long balls. Gahey likes a long ball. He likes a diagonal. We don't normally do them, but you're good at them. So away you go. You know what I mean? I'm not going to try to force you into a system that doesn't. He adjusts it to suit the players. Why wouldn't you? I don't understand why you would get these fast players. Why would you get a Gyökeres and say, do you know what? You're really good at these three things, but I don't want you doing them anymore. I want you to do the stuff you're shit at because I'm the boss. It's like it is cutting off your nose to spite your face. So we can talk about the three players here. Madueke wouldn't be good at any big team. Eze would be under a different manager. And people keep getting about Gyökeres this year. I've always stood by him. Because I never had my hopes up massively for him anyway. I said he's very, very good at certain things, but he ain't going to score a bucket load of goals. I call 25 in all competitions, 15 in the league, and it's pretty close to that. But I won't judge him until he plays under another manager. Yeah. Then I'll judge him. I'll give him 6 months under an attacking manager, and then I'll judge him. Because I know he is making mistakes. I know but he's been asked to do stuff that he's not good at. So for me, I go Gyökeres. I'll give him a little bit more time. Madueke, never wanted him. I don't think he'll ever be good enough. And Eze, I'm the same. Put him under another manager who plays attacking football, and I'll judge him then. But most of the signings have been bang average, to be fair, except for the defenders. Yeah, defenders have been really good. Mascara and Capia have been brilliant.
Oh yeah. I mean, 150%. I like the Mascara signing. That's sort of the signing that I've been waiting for us to sort of make for a few years, because we've been constantly signing them 30, 40 million pound players. I
said Bertha would have one in his pocket. I said he'd keep one. He'd keep one aside from Atletico. That was the one.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. And he's been good, Mascara. I'm very happy. And what do you make of these three norms? And then we will wrap it up after.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. First of all, Gyökeres again. I've been definitely a fan of him. We all knew playing under this manager, he was going to get suppressed in terms of his goal scoring ability. You can't have a guy that scored that sort of kind of amount of goals for Sporting and then comes in and does that. So for me, I think he's got room for improvement. Definitely under another attacking manager. I've always said it. If he plays for someone like Chelsea, if he played for Newcastle, obviously if he played for Man City, he will score goals. He will score goals, no problem. You play to his strength, as Shane said. Right, Pep has adapted to what's his name strength, Gay's strength in terms of coming forward and spreading long balls. He's adapted. That's what you do. You play to the player's strength. By the way, Kay, I don't know, waste of space. But listen, at Joseph Connor Golden Knights, he did say I must say something nice about him. So I'm going to say he's got a very nice headband. Okay, if that's what you want to hear, he's got a very nice headband. Other than that, he just has no end product. You know what I mean? Has no end product. Not good enough for the sort of team that at this level. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know, my son is trying to persuade me to like. I said, no, he's got no end product. Yeah, I mean, just leave it there. Like his headband, that's about it. Yeah, Eze just been restricted because you know, big fish, small pond. Now he's now a small fish in a big pond. But again, I think that's down to the way Arteta his system and his tactics, and it's really restricted the way Eze plays. But at the same time, I would like to see Eze because he's played in the league. Just like he has those inconsistent games where he plays good in one game and then he plays bad in another game, sort of thing. You know, listen, if we could play Tottenham every week, then we'd probably win the league if Eze's played. But that's not the case. So for me, Eze and Gokres, I'll keep them, and I'd get shot of Madueke in the summer.
Yeah. The only problem is I mean, if we did list him for the old transfer list, who's buying him? And anywhere near 50 million quid. I mean, you're getting 15s and 20s for that geezer if you're lucky, innit? If it's Christmas come early. But listen, we'll wrap it there. I don't know why my StreamYard's going mad and all. My headphone keeps cutting out. The mic just cut off. Then I went outside. I don't know. And just quickly before we do go, I didn't want to miss this. You just literally put it in. So big up to Suge. Heard Sean is going to Turkey to get a hairstyle that is like the love child of Arteta and Odegaard. Boy band-esque. That would Sean the permanent excitement. Oh yeah.
If I could afford it, I would. If I could afford Turkey, I'd be right over there, man. Trust me, I miss having hair.
No, do you know what? It's kind of good, man. Do you know what I mean? I don't mind it. I just, you know, no one really sees it. I'm so low down. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. That's the issue with it. Do you know what I mean?
I could look too early.
Well, I had a long Mohican, really. Do you know what I mean? And it was purple, just so I could be noticed. Do you know what I mean? But that was just in my my complex punk rock days. But anyways, yeah, no, we will.
Imagine Aaron as a punk rocker. Can you imagine that?
I didn't even like punk music. I just wanted to be taller or appear taller. Do you know what I mean?
Vicious,
a bit more than
yeah. The water pistols, maybe. That's what he.
Oh dear. Yeah. On that note, Shane, man, what you got coming up, dude?
What day is tomorrow? Tuesday. So obviously the full Irish. I don't know if we'll have the retro show. I've messaged DJ Beebe. He's not feeling well. We'll just move it to the next week. I'll be on with Jez then for the old school, and then I have Rob Future on for a What's the Story at 8:30. So just to get his Arsenal story. Rob does be around the chats and stuff like that, and he's a proper real one. So we'll get to hear his Arsenal story. But yeah, the main one's the full Irish tomorrow.
Oh, lovely, man. And make sure people are tuning in for that. Norms, what have you got coming up, my dude? And where are you going to be?
So Wednesday I would have had my What's Going On podcast show, but that Wednesday I'm away at a funeral. So I'm just about to put something on the post just to let people know I'll be moving it to the Thursday. And straight after my show, I'll be on the invincible Normski who's Banana on Thursday night. So I've moved my show to Thursday. So if anybody's tuning in, I will be on Thursday, 6:30 p.m. the What's Going On podcast show. So come join me down there. And straight after that, straight over to Shane. So I can't do the old rating. I'll just say everybody get over to and say Invincible Norman's on his way over. Like,
make sure everyone does
make
that.
Sure everyone,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Let's get Normski to fucking 1K. What's going on, man? Come on, everyone, man. Make sure you're subbing. The guys' links are pinned. But yeah, I mean, other than that, thank you very much as well to the chat. It's always a pleasure. I'll talk to Shane and Norms, offline and et cetera, et cetera. But it's always that little bit better when we've got all you guys chipping in with your comments and then just even your presence. It makes a big deal, man. So thank you very much as always. Always grateful, never underappreciated. You're all world class, you know that. And on that note, we will go. Toodaloo, boom, Arteta, the fucker.